So I would like to introduce you to our first speaker. Her name is Miss Souraya Christine Woods. And let me tell you a little about this dynamic woman. Souraya is a passionate advocate for mental health and self-care in the workplace. As the founder of Capernaum Coaching and Consulting, she is dedicated to helping business leaders prioritize the well-being of their employees through diverse strategies that result in increased productivity, reduced burnout, and higher retention rates. Her journey has been marked by personal struggles with depression, anxiety, and rejection following many traumatic experiences. However, rather than let those challenges define her, she chose to channel her pain into purpose, using her story as a catalyst for change. With over 30 years of experience in healthcare, including 3 years with the federal government, a pastoral ordination, and a master's degree in management and leadership, she has learned firsthand the critical importance of empathy in leadership and strong customer service skills. Her first book, released in 2012, propelled her into speaking engagements and hosting conferences centered on mental health and hope. She later dedicated to get certified as a life coach and has written several more books. She continues to challenge corporate and community norms by encouraging healthier and happier actions and thought processes for all. In 2020, she obtained a 501c3 designation for the nonprofit she had been running for several years, Lilac Women's Ministry, Ladies Influencing Life-Altering Change, in order to broaden her scope and reach while helping people heal from trauma. Most recently, she added Souraya Speaks to her repertoire of businesses that serves as her media brand, which supports her podcast and speaking engagements. With no further ado, I would like to introduce you to Ms. Souraya Woods. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Janelle Harvey. I was like, who is she talking about? I love it. So welcome everyone. Give me just a moment to start sharing my screen. Again, my name is Souraya Christine. Souraya Christine Woods is fine as well. Let's get this pulled up. I want to share it as, okay, it doesn't, there we go. There we go. Hopefully everybody can see my screen. We're going to talk about from being furloughed to being a federal contractor, leveraging your skills for contracting success with the government. So again, my name is Souraya Woods. I go by Souraya Christine. I was a VA contractor from 2014 to 2017 in Las Vegas, Nevada. So why am I here today? Well, just to talk to you a little bit about my journey and some of the potential opportunities that are out there. So in 2014, I was where many of you are today, looking for stable employment opportunities. And what I discovered transformed my career and could also transform yours. So right now, federal contract spending is around $776 billion. Actually a little bit up from that because that was in 2023, which was up from $662 billion in 2021. So as you can see, we're definitely on the upswing, and that's a lot of money that we're talking about that's floating out there that is available for you to grab a piece of. So government needs experienced professionals, and they need them now. And think about this in a broader picture. They hire for everything. People that make pencils all the way to people who host events. So, and everything in between. Furloughed workers already have many of the desired qualifications. Your federal experience is your competitive advantage. Use that. There's less competition as contractor numbers decrease while spending actually increases. So that should be motivation for you to get started right now. So why federal contracting is perfect for you? You have built-in advantages. Personal experience, you understand government processes already. You probably already have some security clearance. And if you don't yet, you probably are in a good position to get some. Your clean background expedites the process. You have institutional knowledge. You know how the agencies operate. You have a proven track record. Federal employment shows that you're reliable. Your market conditions are favorable for you. There's 40 plus billion spent through multiple award schedule programs. You have high priority in these particular areas: cybersecurity, AI, and disaster relief. And again, there are fewer contractors that are competing for more dollars. And agencies prioritize contractor partnerships. So experienced federal employees have a 40 to 60% higher success rate in contracting due to already understanding the government processes. So federal contracting in 2025. These are some hot opportunity areas, some of which I just mentioned: information technology and cybersecurity, AI and technology implementation, healthcare and VA services. That's where I worked. And this is a consistent, steady demand. Healthcare is not going anywhere. And the more that things happen with GMO products and different things, I won't get all deep into that, but healthcare is there to stay. So that's definitely an area that you might want to consider getting into. Disaster relief and emergency management as well. Natural disasters are not going anywhere. In fact, they seem to be getting worse. And so that's another area that you might want to consider looking at agencies like FEMA and other emergency responses. The ProTech 2.0 weather domain is an $8 billion industry. That's under the Department of Commerce. You might want to check into that, as well as the State Department Access Program, which is a $5 billion industry under the infrastructure and IT. So these are things that you might want to look into getting involved with your new business, so that you can get a piece of the pie. So my VA contracting journey, sorry for the noise in the background, you guys, 2014 to 2017 is when I was a part of the VA system. So the timeline kind of looked like this. It was about a 6-month process. And so it will probably look the same for you. In months 1 through 3, that's like the application phase. You're going to go through your background checks, your clearance processes, any interviews that you may need to have. Use that time to network and prepare. Month 4, you're looking at onboarding. It took me several weeks to go through orientation and training at the VA. It was a new VA hospital here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Month 5, I think I was brought in somewhere around month 5. And then months 5 through 40 were just 3 years of stable, well-employed or well-paid employment with the VA hospital system. For me, I didn't go in full-time. I was a part-time contractor, but the full-time opportunities are definitely there as well. So these are some of the things that I learned in this process. Patience is key. Working with the federal government takes time. There's a lot of processes that have to happen, but I can tell you that it is worth it. Also, your documentation matters. You want to keep meticulous records of anything that you have done throughout your career, any awards that you have received, any commendations that you have gotten, any negative documentation as well. Keep that, because it may come up and you want to have documentation to back you up. Networking is everything. Relationships are greater than applications. And I'll venture to say real relationships. So that's a phrase that a friend of mine here in Las Vegas coined, real relationships. And that is because oftentimes we try to build transactional relationships and those don't work quite as well. You want to develop actual, genuine, authentic relationships with people, because those are the people that they turn to first when there are opportunities available and you want to be in position to do that. And then quality over quantity. It's better to pursue fewer, more well-matched opportunities than to just cast a wide net and try to capture whatever is out there, because it may not be the best fit for you and your business. Contract work often pays 20 to 40% more than equivalent federal positions. So if you are working as a contractor, so for me, for instance, when I worked for the VA, I didn't go in with my own business. I actually aligned with an agency that brought me in as a contractor. And I made more money than the people who worked directly for the VA. So that's kind of what that means. So how do you get started? There are several steps, right? Step one is your skills assessment. So just make sure that your security level clearances, if you have any, are intact and not expired. Hone in on your specialized knowledge areas. Any software or technical proficiencies that you need to get, go ahead and use this time to get that. If you have any project management experience, go ahead and document that. It wouldn't hurt to take some project management classes as well. And make sure that you are the subject matter expert. In step two, you want to do your registration for sam.gov. So this is for people who are starting their own contracting business. So whatever that looks like for you, whether it's cleaning or supplying products, whatever it is, make sure that you register your business with sam.gov. That is a requirement. Make sure that you get any SBA certifications that are available to you. If you are a veteran, there are certifications that you can see here on the screen. If you're a woman-owned business, a minority-owned business, a disability-owned business, whatever it is, try to get those certifications because those actually help you in this process as well. Update your federal resume format. I would venture to say even just Google or use AI tools to help you create the best possible resume that fits the federal format. And then gather supervisor references. So if you have, which I believe many of you have, or all of you, previous work with the federal government, hopefully you have somebody in your higher chain of command that can vouch for you and how you work and what your character is like. So gather those references. I would say probably gather 3 on each side, 3 professional references, 3 personal character references, and at least have those ready. You can create a list of more, but have their full names, their contact information, what their title was, and make sure you have all of those things already documented. Sam.gov, as a little note, their registration typically takes 7 to 10 business days. So go ahead and start this process immediately if your business is ready to go. In step 3 is where you want to do your market research. You can search sam.gov for opportunities. Also use GSA's forecast tool. GSA.gov is an amazing website that has all of the information that you are going to need. So definitely visit GSA.gov, review agency forecast reports, research prime contractors, and identify subcontracting opportunities. Step 4 is clearance preparation. So you want to gather all of your SF-86 documentation. So that's all like your clearance documentation, which includes everything listed here. Your address history, I would venture to say go up to 10 years if you can. Your employment with supervisor contacts. Make sure, so that just means list all your employment and have all of your previous supervisor contacts. Foreign contacts, if you have any, and travel that you've done, and financial documentation. They also go deeper than that, like if you've ever had any drug use and on and on. So make sure that all of your ducks are in a row. Some key insight: you cannot obtain security clearance yourself. Employers must sponsor you, but your business can. So being prepared speeds up the process. So you can't just go like as an individual and say, hey, I want to get security clearance. That's not how it works. Step 5 is strategic networking. So you want to attend industry conferences and government events. They happen all over the country, so just find ones in your area. Connect with former colleagues on LinkedIn. This works wonders. LinkedIn has a plethora of people in all types of sectors. So definitely do some research on LinkedIn and connect with not only former colleagues, but maybe make new connections as well. Join government contracting groups. They have them on LinkedIn. They have them on Facebook. Find those groups and become a part of them and get involved. Reach out to contracting officers at target agencies and build those relationships with prime contractors. So find contractors in your area that you can start to develop relationships with. You can kind of hang out with them, watch what they're doing, shadow them, whatever they allow you to do. 70% of contracting opportunities comes through relationships, not job boards. So remember that. Okay, so some long-term success strategies. obtain relevant certifications. So depending on what field you're going into, figure out what certifications are necessary, but also figure out which ones are helpful for you to have and may not necessarily be necessary, because I would recommend getting those as well. Highlight any cybersecurity readiness, develop specialized expertise, and position yourself as a valuable partner. Build multiple agency relationships, maintain active clearances, and consider starting your own business. So I don't know, what you guys are planning to do, but starting your own business will definitely will position you to grab some of those billions of dollars that we talked about earlier. But also you can work through other agencies like I did as well, and focus on niche expertise. So AI is really big right now. It's not going anywhere, and we're still at the beginning stages of AI. So that might really be something that you want to look into learning more about, and maybe figuring out if that's a lane that you're able to go into. Cybersecurity, again, is one of them, because we always are having threats in our cybersecurity world, and they're always looking for amazing people in that field. So some common pitfalls to avoid: scams. We all know they're out there. So you want to make sure that you are not setting yourself up for a fall. So if it sounds too good to be true, I know most of our parents or grandparents taught us it probably is. So keep that in mind. Look out for unrealistic timelines. Good contracts take time, you guys. Everything doesn't happen within 30 days with the government. As I showed you earlier, it can literally take up to 6 months to go through these processes, sometimes longer. So just be patient and realize that it takes time. Upfront fees, that's another red flag. If somebody is trying to charge you a fee to get into a contract or to have an opportunity for a contract, it's probably a scam, because legitimate opportunities are free. Poor communication. This is huge. You want to make sure that the agencies that you're dealing with are communicating clearly, because professional ones do. You may have to sift through some jargon. However, the communication is definitely top tier. Set realistic expectations. The timeline should be 6 to 12 months to your first contract. The competition is a little bit heightened due to fewer opportunities, but that means that if you are properly positioned, then you're going to be above the competition, because you're going to be ready and you're going to have all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed. The learning curve. Each agency has a different process, so make sure that you know what the particular agency that you're trying to deal with the government, what they require, what they want from you. And then it's good to go above and beyond even that. And your income, make sure that you understand that it takes a little bit of time to create and establish a steady flow of income. But once that floodgate opens, the sky's the limit. So federal proposals require meticulous attention to detail. Even one formatting error can disqualify your entire submission. So when you're getting ready to submit for a contract, make sure that everything is in order. I cannot stress that enough. Look at it again, and then have somebody else look at it and make sure that their eye catches the same things that you caught. Okay, so just ensure. It might be even a good idea to hire a government contracting coach or somebody that can kind of coach you through the process, that can also review things for you and make sure that you're submitting things properly. So your timeline should look like this. Months 1 to 3 is foundation building. That's your skills assessment, registrations, market research, and your networking. Months 3 to 6 is your active pursuit. Your first serious proposal submission should happen during this time, and you're going to continue with your networking efforts. Months 6 to 9, you should start to see your first successes. Maybe you should have gotten your first contract awarded by then, and you should have established some credibility by then. Months 9 to 12, that's when you'll start to see some steady flow. You'll start to see more opportunities open up, and your income should start to become a little bit steady and established. Year 2 and beyond is your business growth. Multiple contracts should start to come in. Stable business is what you should start seeing, and you should be able to position yourself for potential expansion during this time. So some key websites and resources, sam.gov, which we spoke about earlier, that is required. GSA.gov has schedules and forecasting tools, and they actually have links to everything else as well. So again, definitely check out that website. The SBA, their website has all of the programs and certifications and potential funding opportunities as well. Some key contacts, your former agency that you worked for. Definitely don't count them out. Even if you left on bad terms, hopefully there's somebody there that you still maintain a connection with. Professional associations. So make sure that you're doing your industry networking. And then LinkedIn and also Facebook groups for government contracting communities. So some immediate actions for you. Start your sam.gov registration if your business is ready to go. Update your LinkedIn profile with your federal experience. So that's huge as well, because when you speak to someone on LinkedIn or you reach out to someone, guaranteed they're going to go back and look at your profile. So just make sure that your profile is reflective of what it is that you want to portray. Connect with at least 3 former colleagues this week. See what everybody is up to, what they're doing, what they've heard is going on out there. So you guys can exchange information and you can keep those relationships intact, because you never know when you might need them. And then research 2 target agencies this week. So think about what it is that you want to accomplish with your business, or if you're looking to go in as an independent contractor in some way, research the agencies that do what it is that you are wanting to do. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there for a minute. Research those agencies and make sure that you're making those connections so that you're able to develop those relationships and be in position when they're looking for someone actively. So 5 key takeaways from this presentation. Your federal experience is an asset. Do not undervalue it. The market is favorable. High spending and less competition. That makes for a perfect storm for you to go ahead and get in. Start the process now. It takes time, but it does pay off. Focus on relationships. Networking opens more doors than anything else. So make sure that you are placing that in high value. And then be patient, but also be persistent. The federal process rewards dedication. So federal contracting isn't just about finding a job, it's about leveraging your expertise to serve your country while building a rewarding career. The government invested in training you. Now you can invest that knowledge back into serving the mission as a contractor. So that is the end of my presentation. Again, my name is Souraya Christine. If you have more questions or want to follow up in any way, you can reach me at this email on the screen, which is sorayaspeaks@sorayachristine.com. If for whatever reason you forget that, you can put Souraya Christine in Google and I will pop up somewhere, some way. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for having me, and I wish you guys all the best.